So a tough one for Sheffield United to take tonight. Beaten in the derby by Rotherham United. They've lost by a goal to nil. Maddy Cusack has watched it with me. Maddy, what did you make of that?
It was a frustrating 45 minutes and something that I thought United would come out and play with a bit more quality than what they did, and I think that was kind of their downfall in terms of the quality going forward just wasn't good enough.
Was it United not being where they should be, or was it largely down to how Rotherham set up tonight as well?
Yeah, I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Rotherham. They set out their game plan, they got the goal and they sat in, and as a player it's really difficult to break down when a team's putting 10 players behind the ball and we're battling as hard as Rotherham were.
It's not the first time we've seen Sheffield United struggle against a team at home who come and sit in, especially with a low block like Rotherham had. But they do have enough technically gifted players out there to potentially unlock the door. Why didn't it happen tonight?
Yeah, we struggled with that in the earlier part of the season where teams were coming here and banking up against us and we didn't seem to be able to find a way through it, and we kind of got over that. But yeah, tonight it was just one of them. Like you say, we've got a lot of talented players and Hecky did make a lot of changes, but sometimes it's just not United. And on the back of such a good win at the weekend, I think we said how much of a difficult week Rotherham have had, but ourselves we also had 2 big games in Bristol and Burnley, so they did look a little bit leggy, so it might be a little bit of that.
Not too much in the way of action to report in that second half, but let's have a look back at some of the incidents. John Egan, usually a threat in these sorts of situations, with his head actually normally in the box, but this time on his right foot. Good save by the keeper. Yeah,
one you'd probably expect the keeper to save, but yeah, a great chance from Eags, and we had a great view from it here from the studio, and I thought that was going in, but yeah, credit to the keeper. It was a great save.
Ollie McBurney, he runs his socks off every single game, and again, goalkeeper in just the right place. Johansson doing what he has to do, gets up really well there, McBurney.
Yeah, he had a couple of headers. I think headers throughout the game, Rotherham were winning a lot of them, but the ones McBurney did, he got a couple of shots off from them, but yeah, was unlucky with that.
Billy Sharp brought on from the bench. The manager starts to make changes, and you just wondered whether Billy might be able to nick one. We've seen him do it so many times. Cadra, the other sub, finding him, but he couldn't find the far corner, sadly.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be his night tonight and that he'd get his first goal of the season, but yeah, he was unlucky with that header, but again, didn't really have any clear-cut chances apart from that one.
It was all a bit desperate, wasn't it, at the end? They did look devoid of ideas tonight, Sheffield United, and that's a bit of a concern.
Yeah, we usually see them flying down the channels and getting balls in across the box, and whenever we did do that, we kind of didn't really pick anyone out, or there weren't any clear-cut chances made. I think, as we've mentioned, coming off the back of such a good win at the weekend, sometimes that can play its part, but a game on Saturday now to kind of put things right.
Ollie McBurney probably fashioned the best chance of that second half, and he did it all on his own here. We were up, we thought this was going to hit the back of the net.
Yeah, similar to his chance that he made for himself in the first half.
Yeah.
You'd have backed him to score this. It was a great save from the keeper, and he was unlucky with that, but that was probably United's best chance of the second 45.
What do you think Paul Heckingbottom will be saying now to his players in there after watching that?
I think they'll just want to regroup and they'll want to go off through the international break on a high and get the 3 points against Cardiff. I don't think they'll want to dwell on it too much because they have had a good run of results lately, and sometimes it's just one of those things you just got to keep consistent with what you're doing and come back, work hard at training, and then get back out there on Saturday.
It's about showing character again, isn't it? And in fairness, they've shown it in recent weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, 100%. No season will be without ups and downs, and it's typical after such a big win that things like this happen. So yeah, they'll just want to put that right again Saturday, and hopefully they can do that.
Well, they've got an opportunity to do so before the World Cup break. Sheffield United go to Cardiff this weekend. You can follow it with us. We're on air from 2 o'clock. Then we have the World Cup break. And then when we come back, it's Sheffield United against Huddersfield here at Bramall Lane. 10th of December for that one, 3 o'clock. Then it's a trip over the Pennines to Wigan on the 19th of December, an 8 o'clock start for that. And before you know it, it'll be Boxing Day. And we'll have a game on Boxing Day against Coventry as well. And we'll be here for that, as ever. Sadly, Sheffield United couldn't build on their thumping win over Burnley at the weekend. They have lost in the South Yorkshire derby to Rotherham United. One game to go before we have that break for the World Cup. They're at Cardiff at the weekend. Fingers crossed they can bounce back then. From Maddy, from Mark Duffy and the rest of the team, it's goodbye for now.